We are here at ZombieCon, and I am joined with Danny Hicks, who you know from many projects such as Evil Dead 2, Darkman. My name is Bruce. Let's start at the beginning, though. You and Sam Raimi go way back. How did you two first meet?
Actually, I met Sam Raimi while auditioning for Evil Dead 2. Even though we're both from Detroit, we weren't in the same kind of atmosphere. I was in theater, did stage and industrial films and commercials, and he was basically making feature films. So my agent got me an audition for the character of Jake, and I went in and auditioned for him. And that was the first time I'd ever met Sam Raimi.
And the start of a beautiful friendship/partnership began.
Yes, true.
You played Jake.
Right.
What did you like most about playing that character, and what were your best memories of that production?
Well, actually, it was my first feature film, so that's my best memories. Some of the conditions were pretty horrible. I mean, it was so hot in that cabin. There was a junior high school, an abandoned junior high school, and we actually built, well, we didn't, they built in the gymnasium, they built a 2-story log cabin, and it must have been 110, 115 degrees in there. And when you see that movie and you see all the sweat pouring off the characters, that's not makeup. That's how hot it was in there. So the conditions were brutal. But the thing I liked about it the most was working with Sam. And it was just, it was a riot.
How familiar were you with The Evil Dead before you even auditioned for that? Had you seen the movie? Had you heard of the project? Did you know what you were getting into, basically?
No, I had no idea. I'd never seen the movie. In fact, The Evil Dead I didn't see until about 1.5 years ago.
Really?
Sorry.
we won't tell Sam.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Well, no, Sam knows. No, I didn't know any of those people. It's funny. I actually knew Bruce Campbell's wife before I knew Bruce.
Wow.
Because she was a stage actress. Her name was Chris. She's a very lovely woman, very good actress. And I met her through my stage work in Detroit before I met any of those guys.
So obviously you say that's your first feature film. What was that like in that transition to working on films for you? Like, I mean, obviously it's a very indie guerrilla sort of project, or not as guerrilla as the original,
right,
but still a pretty indie project. It was in a gym, it was hot, it was like tough conditions. What was that like?
Well, the transition wasn't as big as you might imagine, because in Detroit, the auto industry back in those days was huge. And whenever they would change even like a bumper or a shock absorber mount, they'd do an industrial film. So I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours in front of a camera doing industrial films before I ever did my first feature film. So I kind of had a head start. I knew what to expect, because I'd done so many industrial films before that.
Another film you worked on, Intruder, from Scott Spiegel. You got to play the slasher in that film. What was that like?
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Not only that, but I got to kill Sam Raimi and Ted Raimi. I got to wipe out half the family. It was kind of funny because the first time I met Scott Spiegel, he was auditioning for the part of Jake.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I walked into my agent's office where the auditions were being held, and here's this guy I'd never seen before, and I knew most of the people in the business. And I asked him, Scott, I said, what are you doing here? He says, I'm auditioning for the part of Jake. And I said, oh. I said, well, so am I. He says, well, I wrote it. I co-wrote it. And I said, yeah, okay, well, I'm going to get this job.
Yeah.
But as it turned out, I got the job.
It's good that he didn't hold any resentment towards you for stealing the part away from him when she wrote for him.
No, he didn't. As a matter of fact, he had written Intruder in a different version many years before. But after we were finished with Evil Dead 2, he rewrote it with me in mind to play the main role. So, no, he didn't hold any resentment, and it was great working with Scott.
I mean, it's a very interesting sort of thing, playing a villain. You're not like the hero in this thing. So, what is it like, sort of embracing that idea?
That's one of the great things about being an actor. You know, you can. I've never actually killed 12 people in a grocery store, but a lot of us have wanted to. You know what I mean? They get those damn carts and they put them in. I don't know what happens, but they get anywhere close to a supermarket, anywhere close, and they lose their minds. Sorry, I got carried away.
I think we all can kind of relate to the frustration at supermarkets.
Yeah, so like I said, I've never killed 12 people, but it'd be nice.
I have a very soft spot in my heart for Darkman. I mean, it was definitely a departure from, you know, Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, or whatever for Sam. What was it like working on that?
Well, physically it was very demanding because it was before the computer stuff.
Yeah.
So actually, they designed a device that would actually hold my leg behind my back. It was quite painful. We could do it for about an hour, and then we had to cut and massage my leg back to life. But the best thing about working on Darkman was working with Liam Neeson and Frances McDormand. That was just incredible working with Liam.
I was going to say, I mean, there's some great actors in the Evil Dead series, but I mean, that's a huge step up in terms of profile at the very least.
Yeah.
What was it like as an actor? Did you like watch them and try and take tips from them? Did you?
Well,
what did you take away from working with these people who have since become massively successful in the industry?
Well, one of my main rules as an actor is this. You learn from watching bad actors, and you steal from good ones. So that's the way it works. And working with Liam, there's a whole scene that it was just he and I. It took a whole week to shoot it, and it's not in the movie. They cut it all out. I don't die in the movie. But it took a whole week to kill me in the movie, but then it all ended up on the cutting room floor. Yeah, well, it happens. But about a month after we were done shooting, I ran into him, Liam Neeson, in a restaurant in Hollywood. And he was having dinner with, shame on me, most beautiful, Courtney Cox. Wow. And he introduced me as his friend Donnie, one of the best actors he's ever worked with. And coming from Liam Neeson, I just thought, that is absolutely
whatever
incredible.
You can get.
That was wonderful.
So
absolutely wonderful.
Obviously, you know, you're moving up the ladder. I mean, you've since worked in Spider-Man 2. What is the difference like as an actor to work in something as small as Evil Dead 2 versus something with like a $250 million budget or something like Spider-Man 2?
You're not nearly in as much of a hurry. You know, I spent most of the time on Spider-Man 2 in the dressing room.
Really?
It's more hurry up and wait. And you know, they'll take 3 days to shoot one paragraph instead of shooting 3 pages in one day. But that's the only real difference.
But do you feel like any pressure from the studio or whoever to like play a part much more according to their expectations versus an indie film where you might have a little more flexibility to make that character your own?
You know, when I'm working, the only person I really pay attention to is the director. I don't care about the studios or anybody else. I do what the director tells me to do, and the assistant director. Everything else, I don't care. And that's the way it should be. I mean, the producers have to stay out of an actor's head. You know, if not, then you have mayhem. So I take directions from the director, and that's it.
Good.
That's the only way it can work.
You've continued on your friendship with Bruce Campbell, and you reteamed with him in My Name is Bruce,
right.
Played Dirt Farmer. What are your memories from that movie, and what was it like working out? Was that part written for you?
No. Actually, there was no part written for myself or Tim Quill.
Oh.
Bruce had come up, we're making this movie, and sent us the script, and he says, write your own part. So Tim and I went up there, and we're sitting around talking. You know, Tim and I were just talking, well, what do you want to do? And then we came up with the idea it would be fun to make fun of our characters. Me, Jake from Evil Dead 2, and Eve, the blacksmith from Army of Darkness. So just before, and this is really kind of cruel of Bruce, but he said, we're sitting there getting ready to roll, and he says, all right, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I'm going to make fun of Jake. And Tim says, I'm going to make fun of the blacksmith. And he says, okay, that's great, no problem. Roll camera, roll sound. He says, oh, but you're gay. And then he walked away and said, action. and I didn't see it coming. I'm sitting there like this, trying not to laugh. It was very mean of him to do that, but at the same time, it worked very well because it was a fun movie, a lot of fun.
Oh, that's fantastic. So what about upcoming projects? I know you've spoken with us about Dead Season. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Dead Season is a very interesting thing. I was working on a film about 4 or 5 years ago, and this 11-year-old kid comes up to me. He says, "Mr. Hicks, Evil Dead 2 is my favorite movie, and Jake's one of my favorite characters. When I make my movie, will you be in it?" And I said, "Yeah, sure, kid. Let me know when you're filming." And I'll be damned if about, well, it was this past April, I believe. He called me, "I'm shooting my film." So I said, "Well, all right, send me the script." So he sent me the script. I read the script, and I said, "You know what? This is a pretty good script." So I said, "Okay, when do you want me on the set?" And he told me, and I got there and started working with him, and I said, "You know what? This kid's a pretty damn good director, too." So now he's no longer the kid. He's Mr. Adam Deo, the director and writer of Dead Season, which will be out sometime, I hope, soon on DVD.
Can you tell us a little bit about what it's about, or is that secret?
No, that would be up to him to tell you. I just know my part.
And you just know it's coming out soon?
It will be out sometime in the next couple of months, on DVD.
Okay. Is there anything besides Dead Season that you might have in the works?
Not right at the moment. I'm doing what an actor does mostly, which is look for work. So, and you know what that was?
Yes, I do. That's what actors have to do.
Yeah, no, that's what that idiot has to do. That's my lover. So my name is Bruce.
Oh, you know, we learned all about the secrets of you guys on the set of My Name Is Bruce.
No, I'm doing what an actor does. I'm looking for work. I audition all the time.
So where can we keep tabs on you? Do you have a website, or are you on Facebook or anything?
I'm on Facebook, but to be true with you, I'm too stupid to figure out how to work it. You know, but it's there.
Yes.
So, yeah, you can keep track on me on Facebook.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Danny, and we look forward to seeing you in Dead Season.
Thank you very much.
T-1000 can't stop me. I'm on fire tonight. Magneto can't stop me. I'm on fire tonight. Even Zod can't stop me. I'm on fire tonight. It's tight. Don't even try to bite the side of style. Mr. Spock can't stop me. I'm on fire tonight. The Wrath of Khan can't stop me. I'm on fire tonight. The Borg can't stop me. I'm on fire tonight. Because I've got space game and it feels alright.